The damage and flooding from overnight storms went from Van Zandt County to the Louisiana state line and beyond. KLTV7's Jamie Boyum joins us now from Longview. And Jamie, you got a bird's eye view of the damage today in Chopper 7. What did you see?
Well, we were up for about 2 hours today and saw damage that was very spread out. Many smaller buildings were hit hard, while it seems most of the homes came out unscathed.
The Sabine River in Gladewater looked to be nearly topping its banks, and the spillway at Lake Gladewater looked more like a waterfall as it let water flow downstream. On Sweet Gum Road, just west of Gladewater, water was flowing so high over the road vehicles weren't getting past, and just a few hundred yards away, trees were down near structures, as they were in many places in Gladewater, and a few homes were hit. Heading north, some older chicken houses lost what roof they had left. Closer to Diana, a small trailer or outbuilding was torn apart, and ever present were fallen trees near roadways. Closer to Harleton, a carport ended up in a tree. Major power lines didn't seem to be affected, but smaller lines took many hits from fallen trees and mean long hours for linemen. In Kilgore, near a substation, a large tree fell on a carport and power lines, adding to outages. Linemen worked to restore power. And from the air, it was clear where the debris around Cornerstone Assembly of God Church came from. Most of their metal roof on one of their buildings was blown to the ground.
Well, damage could have been worse in East Texas, but it did hit in nearly all of it. Back to you.
All right, our Jamie Boyum live in Longview. He was up in Chopper 7, now reporting safely from the ground.